Good morning, everybody. This is Krista with Magnolia Ridge Farm and Gardens, and I wanted to record a quick little intro. I tried to do it in the garden this morning, but I had just finished milking and getting all the barn chores done, and I turned the camera on. And I am not a vain person. I don't wear makeup very much, you know, just a little touch here and there, but I didn't want to scare anybody. It was really, really bad. The dew point levels and everything are really bad here today. Well, this whole week. We're actually supposed to hit over 100 degrees, which is not normal for North Carolina, even in July. But there we are. So anyway, I have done some of this. If you follow my shorts, I have done some of this breakdown in a shorts series, I don't know, a month or so back, where I was kind of bulk cooking, but I was doing this again, is it a week ago now, or 2 weeks ago when we got back from vacation, and so I wanted to kind of put this together in a longer video. Mostly for me, it helps me to sometimes go back and realize how productive I was and prepared I was, and it helps get me motivated again. So I am putting together, it took me a couple days to do this in, you know, a few hours at a time. And I probably would have finished it in the first day with a little bit on the second day had we not lost power. But we were in the middle of a storm, which we desperately needed the rain. So there we are. So I am coming to you from my extremely messy kitchen because I just washed all the milking supplies and brought eggs in. So I need to clean up. But I wanted to get this filmed so you know what this video is about. It is a longer video because I did not cut a lot out or fast forward too much. I did, you know, rolling burritos and stuff. I did not make you go through rolling 16 burritos. But there was a lot that got done. And so let me know in the comments if you like this kind of thing, because I do this a lot. And I'll probably be doing a lot more of this getting ready for back to school in about a month, trying to get some snacks and freezer things going in preparation for fall. I did a lot of that last year, so I'll probably be doing more of that. But I also can, you know, do cheese making and butter making, because that is what's going on right now. The produce is just starting to come in from the garden. We are still trying to plant. I'm starting seeds for fall already because it's July. Like, how is it July already? But I will also be back in the kitchen quite a bit, starting pretty much now that produce is starting to come in. The girls are milking full time. So I'm having to get on top of making cheese and making butter. And I think I'm going to try ice cream and, you know, starting to use that produce. I don't quite have enough to can yet, so I'll probably be freezing like tomatoes and stuff as they come in until I have enough to can. But I'm supposed to go blueberry picking tomorrow, so I will probably have a lot of blueberry recipes coming up, because I got some old cookbooks that I want to go through, and I've still got my great aunt's cookbook that I need to work through. So anyway, I will be back in the kitchen soon, so probably more videos on here. I tend to do the garden stuff in the shorts, and so that's what I've been doing, is more farm related information in the shorts. So I haven't done any long videos. So if you have not seen my shorts, go check those out. And if you are coming over here from having found me on the shorts, welcome. And I will see you soon. So let's get into the video. Thanks, guys. All right. So in this crock pot, we are doing some bulk cooking today. And I have 3 pounds of ground turkey from the freezer section, because that is like $2.99 a pound versus your ground beef. So I did a 2.5 pound of ground beef that is like the 80-20, and then 2 of the big packs, 2.5 pound packs of 90-10, and then 3 pounds of the turkey, which is, you know, lean, very lean, $2.99. So the turkey kind of acts as the filler to bulk it up for a cheaper rate, but you're going to get all that flavor from that 80-20. And then 6 packs of the low sodium taco seasoning for flavor, and then 2 packs of ranch dressing seasoning, right in the crock pot. And then I have some green peppers here that have seen better days. They're a little bit older, been sitting in the fridge, and I want to get them used up. And that's okay because they're still good. If you don't have green peppers, I have used the can of green chilies before, and that's fine too. Now we're going to do several onions. So I wasn't sure how many onions I would be able to fit in here. I've got 4 in right now, so I think we will leave it at that. So we're just going to let this cook. Okay. So now that we've got our crock pot going for our beef bulk, we're going to do some breakfast bulk. I'm going to take these potatoes and get them cubed up. Get the eyes off of them. These need to be used as well. I've got a whole little bin of potatoes and onions that need to be cooked up. They're at the end of their storage life. And it is a nice stormy rainy day. The only one we've really had in a month, and we desperately need the rain. We're not getting a lot, but I will take anything I can get. But anyway, so these potatoes are getting soft. The onions are starting to go bad, so I want to get all this prepped and put in useful dishes, or at least useful forms. Like I have a bunch of sweet potatoes from last fall that I'm going to go ahead and cook up and get into 2-cup portions that I can use with recipes like shepherd's pie, or because I have sweet potatoes that work well for that, or my sweet potato brownies, or a sweet potato casserole. And it's already done, and it keeps them from going bad and losing them. See, starting to get bad spots in addition to the eyes. So this is getting this done just in time. Okay, that is not gonna work. Alright, I was hoping I could chop this bacon, but it's gonna have to thaw for a little bit. So, I will let it thaw right here and cook it in a little bit. Let's get potatoes on the pan. I was going to do little tiny pieces of the bacon in with the potatoes for some flavoring, but that's okay. It'll still get plenty of flavoring if I cook that separate and then mix it in. But I do want to add some onion. Using up these onions. My onions in my garden did not do well this year with this horrific heat and drought we had. So I am going to have to rely on buying some. But it looks like I might have a good tomato year. And so I'm really hopeful about that. Alright, get this on here. And then I think I want to go ahead, I have these small potatoes. I think I want to go ahead and do these. Because they are getting eyes on them as well. And getting kind of soft. So we'll go ahead and cook these. This was a leftover little bag I had gotten to do sheet pan dinners, which we love. And I just didn't use these that night. So we will use them here. We just got back from vacation, and so when I came home, we came home on Father's Day, and I literally had zero food in the fridge, except for those old peppers, some carrots, and I had some, like one cucumber, and then some colorful peppers, which I still need to use up. So yesterday I went and did the grocery shopping, and we had to make a run to Rural King to get animal feed and some cattle panels for some more trellising for the garden. and to build a second chicken tractor for our turkeys that we want to get. And so last night I did a whole pack of chicken breasts. It was like 6 chicken breasts. I roasted that and just cut up that cucumber and a red onion from this basket I'm working through. Did some olives, and we had Greek pitas. I had a Greek salad. The kids had pitas. And we still have plenty of that left over for lunch today. And I may even have enough chicken to add to Wednesday night's like chef salad that I'm gonna do, because we ate out for 4 days straight and my system is definitely paying for it. I cannot eat out hardly at all, and we ate out for 4 days, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to get some bulk stuff done. So as I'm working on a lot of things this week, let's do this last onion here. And that gets rid of this pack of onions. But as I'm working on projects from being gone, taking advantage of Wednesday, which is supposed to be nice and cool, I have got food prepped. And ready, and we just lost power. Okay. Oh, the storm's bigger than I thought, so I will not be finished cooking. There it comes. Alright, I think... Oh, no, it's back off again. Alright, I will go ahead and finish chopping all this in the dark. And as soon as we get power back, I will turn the crock pot back on and the oven back on and get all this cooked. But this little storm is a doozy.
First storm we've had in over a month and our power is off.
It is what it is. I can cut onions in the dark, though. Filming in the dark, not as great, but that's okay. I now want to get, I really don't want to open my fridge, but I'm going to anyway.
It's not even storming that heavy. Like, you would think if anything took the power out, it would be all the lightning we got last week.
Alright, went ahead and...
like hard rain.
Well, no, it was lightning and thundering. Alright, so I opened my fridge because I am hoping and praying the power does not stay off very long. Because I wanted to get these out, which I'm going to save one for cutting up for the chef salad. I cannot wait till my peppers start coming in the garden. That's like, I'm hoping to have a banner pepper year. I've planted so many peppers. More peppers than I've ever planted before. And usually when I plant peppers, I plant all different kinds. So I only have like 1 or 2 of each variety. But this year, I think I planted 2 pavada plants because that's all that germinated. And the rest were all jalapenos, red peppers, and green peppers. And I did have a couple yellow bell peppers germinate as well. So it was like all bell peppers and jalapenos for the rest of it. And I want to say like 40 pepper plants out there. So I am so excited. I'm really hoping to have a good pepper year. I don't know if y'all could hear that thunder. That was a doozy of a lightning bolt. The rain's actually slacked off. Yeah. All right. I know it's hard to see in the dark here, but we're going to add these right on top. I've got my favorite salt, pepper, garlic. You can get love you too. We're going to just sprinkle this all over these potatoes. I think this is technically a grilling season, but it's just salt, pepper, garlic. And I use it on everything. And they now have it at Aldi, which is great. And then I'm going to drizzle some extra virgin olive oil. If I'd had been able to cut up the bacon, I wouldn't need the olive oil because it would produce what we needed. And then for the second pan, I'll sprinkle these on top. These are all the little potatoes. And the same thing here, except I am going to, where's my knife? Here it is. Put my sausage on these pans, so the sausage will generate enough liquid. Now, this is not my favorite sausage. However, just like everybody, we are on a budget right now. And you can get this pound of pork sausage for $2.99 at Aldi. And since I am mixing it into these bulk breakfast bowl burritos, it works really well. If I'm doing something where I want like pattied sausage or whatever, I want to go with like my homemade turkey sausage or a higher quality sausage because that's what you're getting like the full taste of. But this is kind of like mixed in, so it actually works pretty well. Okay, so I know it's hard to see in the dark, but I've got 3 pounds of sausage with some potatoes and onion and green pepper. So all that is ready to go back in once the power comes back on. So since I don't want to open up my refrigerator and stuff too much right now, I will be back when we have power. The pans over here, and there's light coming in from the big kitchen window, so you can actually see this a little bit better. So we still don't have power yet, but I have these pans on top of the stove ready to go in. So, and I'm going to call the power company right now and report the outage, and hopefully we get it back pretty quick. All right, so power finally came back on, and we got everything cooked up, and my daughter washed all of the eggs. So we are going to get the eggs cooking. And And some of these are old, so we are going to do them one at a time, just in case. She, of course, got rid of any that were floating, which really just denotes age. Not necessarily whether they're bad or not, but they have an increased risk of being bad if they're older. But because I have a couple broody hens, they could have started developing some eggs, because there's been a few days where we didn't get them, plus with the high heat. So I just want to make sure none of these have gone rancid from starting to develop or something. Oh wow, look how light that one is. That's crazy. And then you turn around and have a super dark one. I always find it funny when people are like, oh, my chickens have the best, darkest yolks and it's all in their feed. Well, my chickens get the same feed, but some of them are better foragers and will eat more bugs and chase more critters down. Some of them are older. They're all different breeds, and as you can see, all of that plays into the color of their yolk. So just an FYI. Super orange yolks do not necessarily mean that chicken is the healthiest chicken. It could just be a young chicken that is good at foraging. So this is one of my older hens. You can tell by the egg, it's gotten very porous and knotty and speckledy. And it had, not a light, but then like here's a duck egg. My ducks are older. It's a lighter yolk. But they're some of my best foragers. And they used to have super dark yolks. So just because you get a farm fresh egg and it doesn't have a dark yolk does not mean they are feeding subpar feed. It could mean you have a lazy bird, an older bird, or a specific type of bird. So it's kind of light. That one had a thick membrane and a nice dark yolk. All right. All right, and since this is for the burritos that we used the garlic, pepper, salt on the potatoes earlier, we're just going to use that same mixture to season this 36 eggs. And we're going to add some half and half. I'm going to take this to the stove and scramble them up. While the eggs are cooking, I'm going to deal with this crock pot. You see we have all of our meat now cooked in, and I am just going to start moving it into the colander. And I don't want to try to pour this much meat in these big things because it'll just go everywhere. All right, and I've got one batch draining, one already drained. We're just going to take our chopper and start chopping. Probably should have one of my big bowls. So now what I'm going to do is get some packaged up for future meals. All right. and do 4 cups. And I'll need to let this cool, I'm sure. I'm just trying to make some room. Four. So I've got 2 bags of 4 cups. Do I want to do one more bag? No, because I'm going to go ahead and make some lunch burritos as well. So I'm going to get these set to the side to cool off. All right. And then get the rest of this drained out. So I'm going to use all of that broth. All right. Stir my eggs and put up the rest of these. And then I'm going to do this in 2 batches. I'm going to do some rice. And use all of this broth. All right. Okay. Save this. For another batch. And to finish cooking off the eggs. trying to one-hand it here. Those are done. So we're just gonna let that cool. So we're winding down for the night. I'm trying to let everything cool before I do the burritos, so that way I can put them directly in the freezer because they take up a lot of room. So I want to go ahead and prep some breakfast bowls before I finish setting dinner out. So this is what I showed you on the sheet pans earlier, and it's sausage and potatoes and bacon. So we're just gonna put some of that in some bowls for in the morning. And then we'll bring our egg over. We're going to add that to the bowls. And then I'm going to put the rest of that in here. And then that way our mixture is ready to go in the morning. And I can just whip these up. All right. So now I have a nice big bowl to make a whole lot of burritos. And I'll just add the cheese. And speaking of cheese, I'm going to add some shredded cheese directly to the top of these bowls. Because I'm not going to get my shredder out right now to do a bunch of blocks. I have a couple bags of this I keep on hand. All right. And now I have some breakfast bowls ready. And I have our breakfast burrito mixture ready, so I can make burritos tomorrow. So let's finish getting dinner set out. So for dinner, we have a variety of chips. We have guacamole singles because only a couple of us like them. Plenty of sour cream. Chunky salsa. Lettuce if they'd rather have a taco salad like me. And the rice and beef mixture with the vegetables. And then we've also got tortilla shells. And this is what the rice looks like. I have another batch that I use the rest of that broth from the cooking meat. And so I will either mix some of this in with the beef, or I'll add like the rotel and peppers for a more of a side and put it in the food saver bags to pair with the 2 bags of meat. I've already done that way for future meals. So yeah, we're having taco night tonight, burritos or nachos or taco salad, build your own. Oh, I got to set the cheese out. Okay, now we're ready. So now we've got the cheese, tortilla shells, chips, sour cream, salsa, guacamole, lettuce, and the rice beef mixture. And then I will take leftovers of the cheese and the beef mixture, sour cream, salsa, and make burritos and roll them up and put them in the freezer for lunches. Okay, we are back at it today, and today I've got several tasks to do. I wanted today to be a garden day because it's like the coolest, lowest humidity day in the next 10 days, and we're in full-fledged summer, but for some reason I am having just headaches and dizziness today, and I'm not sure why. It may be something with my neck out of place or something. So every time I go outside, I just get bleh. So I'm going to work on some of these kitchen projects that I had planned to do tonight. And hopefully this evening, I will be able to get out in the garden because it is midday now. I've been doing tasks this morning. I milked the goats, got all that filtered out, met a friend for coffee, got laundry going. So I've been doing some things this morning. We're at lunch now. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to get a couple tasks knocked out. And one of those is packaging up this rice that I made last night. With the leftover beef stuff. And I'm going to try to get 2 packages of that put together for future meals in the food saver and pop them in the freezer. I could freeze dry it, but I think this will just be way easier for me because we'll use this over the next 2 weeks. This is literally like one of those go-to things, is like taco night burritos. So this will be used in, I'm sure, the next few weeks. Alright, so now we have that. Plus our 2 packs of the meat ready to go downstairs. Alright, so the next thing we are going to do is we are going to put together some lunch burritos from leftovers from last night. And I am not going to put sour cream or anything on them. We're just going to do the rice and meat mixture. So that it's a dry, and then they can heat it up and put sour cream and salsa or whatever on top. And I have a little bit of the shredded cheese left. When I run out of that, we will do some slicing or grating of some blocks. Yeah, it's okay though. You're fine. Hey, before you do that, can you switch laundry though? Okay, so I have finished packaging up the beef burritos. I was not going to put you through watching all of that. Once you've seen it done a couple times, you know what I'm doing. I ended up with 14 lunch burritos made. So honestly, that won't last very long in this house. With 2 teenagers, a young 20s, and my husband, they can go through that in less than a week. But here's to hoping, between leftovers and that we will have something. So now I'm running out of the shredded cheese, so I'm going to shred some really quickly. I have missed my rotary shredder, which is not sticking to this board very well. I was missing a part for it. It got lost, and I finally found it. I do not know why it's not sticking to this board. Probably just doesn't want to. slices. Go ahead and do our cucumbers. And I have, oh, that one's gone soft. I have 1 cucumber from my plant. And we're getting like 1 a week from one of the plants. So we're gonna go ahead and slice that one up. This, then slicing. That's okay. It'll get eaten. All right. And since we're close to finishing the snack board, let's just go ahead and finish it. For your dad, but you can snack on that.
That fresco has been there for like weeks now.
He probably doesn't know it's over there. Okay, now that the snack tray is done, since I'm already into chopping things, and I'm sorry for the noise, that is my very noisy laundry machine doing the spin cycle behind me, but I am just going to go ahead and finish chopping up everything for the salad tray tonight. So I don't want sliced cucumbers for my salad. I like them diced. I like most of my salad stuff kind of the like same size. cucumbers at the end, since they tend to be wet. Cannot wait. Alright, since we went ahead and prepped all our vegetables for our salad tonight, I'm going to go ahead and prep our boiled eggs. So one of the ways to keep your kitchen organized is not having gadgets for everything. However, my husband bought me this little egg gadget. I think I showed it on a short after Christmas maybe. And it was small. He bought it for me. I kept it. And dang if I don't use this thing. It makes the perfect boiled eggs that actually peel well. Especially with our homegrown chicken eggs. And so I'm just going to fill it up because whatever eggs we do not use, I will make them into egg salad. And honestly, I might do 2 batches. It takes 18 minutes. I can fill this up, put the lid on it, and set it over there and forget it. So, yeah. That will be doing its thing while I work over here. Now while our eggs are cooking, I'm going to take our breakfast mixture from last night, our cheese that we just shredded, and I have a tiny bit left in this bag. I'm just going to add it to the top of that and use it first. And we are going to start our breakfast burritos. Go ahead and prep. This process will go really fast. I need a spoon though. I really don't want to do this with my hands. Okay. I need to move that closer. It's making a bit of a mess. I grabbed the wrong spoon. This is not working as well. Too full. Oops. All right, I'm going to keep doing this until I've used up all my mixture. Okay, I have run out of burrito shells, so we are just going to make some more bowls. And there's my eggs done. I do have some cheese left. And since these aren't full, but they are plenty for a meal, I am just going to go ahead and pop them in the fridge with the 4 I made last night, which 2 of them have been eaten. So now we have 6 more, which, you know, for my family will be gone tomorrow. My eggs have finished. Scoot that over because now I want my crock pot here, because I'm going to get a whole chicken, and this is chicken from our farm, and I want to get it in the crock pot. And I'm going to roast it. It's still a little frozen, but that's okay. I don't have a problem with roasting partially frozen meat. I'm just going to use some of this butter garlic grill seasoning. I love this stuff on chicken, but I am excited. I am getting some new seasonings from Asabasa Spice to test out and do some recipes with. So I'm excited to work on that project. So I've got my chicken in my crock, and we're just going to let that go, and that will be for dinner tonight, along with the boiled eggs, which are now done. So dinner is actually complete. This just has to cook today, and then I will debone it and then make some broth probably with the bones and package that up tomorrow. But I've got more projects tomorrow in the next few days. But I think as far as kitchen work today, we are done. So what does that mean for us? That means we have 6 breakfast bowls. We had 8. 2 of them got eaten this morning. We have 16 breakfast burritos. $13 of the lunch beef burritos. Two packages of the taco rice. Two packages of the 4 cups of taco meat each. The salad prep bowl, the boiled eggs, and the roast chicken for tonight, as well as the snack tray done. Okay, well, I paused the video and had an impromptu freezer drawer clean out, but everything is put away now, so on to the next tasks. Hey everybody, it's me again. If you have made it all the way through this horrendously long video, which I love long videos because I like to put them on in the background while I'm doing things in the kitchen or out in the garden weeding and stuff, so I like to listen. Anyway, if you've made it through this terribly long video, thank you so much. Please leave me a comment and let me know you made it. Also, I just wanted to close out and let you know that we did get like 4 or 5 quarts of chicken broth from the crock pot, and I used the chicken and made chicken salad, and we had that on bagels. It was really good. It was a really productive week of food prep and utilizing that so that I was able to get out and do the things I needed to do without having to focus on the food the entire week. So I really, really have been enjoying those weeks where I can get ahead of the game with the food prep. So I definitely want to continue to do more of that. There are some weeks I'm great at it, some weeks I'm not, but we're, I think on the end of the 2nd week with all of those burritos. I think the lunch burritos may be gone, but the breakfasts have made it all the way through. So anyway, hopefully I will see you again soon, and thanks again. Bye guys.